discussed HBO's Big Love look a lot like this, part 2.
Shouldn't toy with people's emotions.
Even a bit aware of how hypocritical you are?
No, don't pull that. You knew the arrangement going in. Oh, for crying out loud, you cheated on me.
What happened? You're married to 3 other women.
Darn it, Anna. Listen to me. That's not what this is all about. You know it.
It is uncanny. Watch this.
If I were to be giving attention to another guy, how would it make you feel?
The vulgarity of the idea of you with 2 husbands or another lover sickens me.
Now see, that comparison, I don't even know if you'd have to do research. It's a dynamic that happens all the time because in these groups, if you are jealous, rightfully so, or having any human emotion that's completely normal, instead of being able to sit down to talk to your partner about why that's bothering you, what's bothering you, all that stuff, you're going to be told that there's actually a problem with you that you need to go figure out. You've seen this with Kody over the years, wherein basically they want their wives to keep sweet, even if they don't use that wording. In those episodes, Bill, the dad, is trying to bring in a new wife, and the new wife starts realizing this is really uncool right away. Because, like in Sister Wives, married men are not allowed to do certain things when they're courting, even though Kody and Robin probably did. But because of that, he goes home every night to 3 wives, bunch of kids, family, not lonely, that sort of thing. And she goes home alone and has to be completely on her own. So she gets a snuggle sesh with this dude, and he has the gall to act like she's like the worst person ever. Like, yes, I get the agreement. And so technically, if that's your agreement, that is cheating. But the entire agreement is unfair and completely weighted in the man's favor, and the women are just kind of an afterthought a lot of times. Gotta remember that this is all about status here, and especially status in the hereafter, because you gotta remember, if you don't get enough wives, you don't have enough kids, you don't get to go to the highest level of the celestial kingdom. And you're probably gonna end up with a TK smoothie, which basically means you're gonna go up there and you're gonna look like a Ken doll who was dropped in a bucket of whiteout. That status, also why Bill married Nicolette and Kody.
I think I was attracted to how positive you were. You know, I was also attracted to your pedigree.
I
know. She had a lot of family that she's a blue blood polygamist. Her family lines in polygamy go really, really deep.
In the show, Nicolette's father is Roman Grant, the head of Juniper Creek and modeled after Rulon Jeffs, the father of Warren Jeffs. Christina's polygamist royalty because of this man, Rulon C. Allred. I know, lots of Rulons out there. Even in the show, Roman should have been a Rulon. That's all I gotta say, but it would have been a little too close. You know what I mean? But hold my hand, I'm going to tell you a lot of information really fast. 1, 2, 3. Rulon C. Allred was a polygamist from way back, born in 1906, right? Spent most of his time living somewhere between St. George and Short Creek, which, how would you get caught in Short Creek raids if you weren't in Short Creek? So he was a resident of Short Creek for a very long time, along with some of his wives, one of whom actually ended up leaving him eventually to go marry her brother, Rulon Jeffs. That's a whole other story. But he was almost the prophet and the head of Short Creek. But he went to the 2 people that were actually in charge at that time. One didn't really want much to do with him because he knew what he was doing. The other one was terminally ill. And this guy comes in and he's like, I'm a miracle healer, and spends all this time with him. So when that dude passes away, he actually leaves Short Creek and the entire group there to this dude. This dude, like legend, becomes a rock star, right? Because he actually ends up going to jail in the 40s because he gets caught up in the Short Creek raids. Because of the type of medicine he practices, he's considered like this miracle healer and everything, and he's also Christine's grandpa on her father's side. Because see, they had the United Effort Plan, which is the UEB in Big Love, but he was one of the original founding signatures. And it was a council, and they all decided, like, no, actually, he can't just unilaterally give you everybody, so we don't want that. And another guy gets the job. However, the dude that passed away that handed him all those people had his own followers, and those are the people that ended up following this dude and becoming the Apostolic United Brethren. However, during that time, he was also making a lot of friends with other polygamists, hanging out down in Mexico, Canada, this sort of thing, wherein he gets kind of close to the Liberans, who are the people who eventually end up taking his life. But the way that Kody expressed himself, a lot of men feel that way because, again, it is about status. It's not about love and all of this stuff. It's about what you can build. A lot of times, someone's going to come in and be like, no, blah, 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 blah. Listen, if you're the exception to the rule, that is super cool, but I'm not talking about you right now.
We're gathered here today to join William Orville Henrickson, to Nicolette Eugenia Grant, and the joy of holy and legal matrimony.
When I meet you next time, we're going to talk about divorcing one of your wives to marry the other one so you can adopt children, which, interestingly enough, this is the title of that episode, and that's the title of the Sister Wives one. I do want to make it really, really clear. A lot of these issues are similar because there's a lot of really unhealthy dynamics in these groups, and they will reflect each other because, again, similar beliefs, similar problems, that sort of thing. But I will see you for the next one to talk about that, plus jewelry businesses. See you then.